began when I asked myself a simple question. How would I do it? It began when I asked myself a question, not a complicated one, not even a particularly original one, but one that, if asked seriously, has a way of rearranging everything. How would I myself do it? I wasn't trying to crack any codes or start a movement, I was just paying attention. It was during the COVID years when the world had that strange, fogged up fishbowl feeling. Everything was loud, urgent, branded. You had the lockdowns, the 5G towers, the vaccine rush, glorified, mandatory in some places, experimental in others, and then there were the names. MK Ultra, Operation Paperclip, the CIA's greatest hits album. After that, an endless stream of digital prophets and fringe researchers. Donut Tommy, truthful Stu Peters, and Brian Artist with their Watch the Water specials. Not to mention the 6-hour montage of speculation and symbolism. What on earth happened? A title that's less a question and more of a diagnosis. There were theories about the shape of the earth, the purpose of the moon, the origins of the pyramids, and always that distant hum of hidden hands moving pieces we couldn't see. NASA was lying. The moon landing was staged. Antarctica was sealed off for a reason. And then the solar weatherman, the one who told us the sun might someday burp in our direction. A micronova, a planetary reset, no conspiracy needed, just the sun doing what it does. It was crowded, ideas everywhere, explanations competing like carnival barkers. Pick your poison, pick your villain. And that's when I paused because something wasn't sitting right. If any of this was real, truly real, then why did it feel like a spectacle? Why did it all seem performative? That's when the question came again. If I wanted to control the world, how would I myself do it? And the more I thought about it, the more obvious the answer became. I wouldn't build towers, I wouldn't dump chemicals, I wouldn't glitch on live TV or let symbols slip into halftime shows. I wouldn't need theatrics, I wouldn't need to be seen, because the moment you're seen, you can be suspected, you can be blamed, you can be named. And once you're in danger, just another contender, another suspect in the lineup. No, if I were truly professional, I wouldn't appear in the frame at all. I'd leave no logos, no trails, no heroes to decode me, and no martyrs to oppose me. I wouldn't want fame, I wouldn't want fear, I'd want silence. And I'd achieve it by working in the one place no one ever suspects. Language. Yes, English. The very thing everyone is using to argue about what's real and what isn't. The tool they trust most, the one they never examine, while people debate poisons and pyramids, while they watch the sun and study the stars. They never ask how they're thinking, what they're thinking with. But that's where I go, to the foundation. I take English, the most globalized, standardized, hyper-flexible tongue in human history, and I shape it quietly, carefully, precisely, not by changing what people say, but by controlling what it means, by altering what can be thought, what can be asked, what can be seen. I'd compress meanings, I'd bury commands, I'd make certain words always signal compliance. No matter the context, I'd lace every polite exchange with tiny acts of submission. I'd blur clarity just enough to make every dissent sound like confusion. And the best part, no one would notice, because everyone would be using it. The weapon would be in their mouths. Not a bug, not a glitch, not a plot point, a platform, a control scheme, elegant enough to remain invisible, powerful enough to hold the shape of civilization, casual enough to be mistaken for common sense. That's how I do it. Not with bullets, not with fear, not even with lies, with English. And the fact no one is talking about that tells me I might be right.